Wasn't no sound really? Oh, hey. Can you hear me now? I mean, I would play my intro over because I like it that much, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Cool. Hey, Lady P, welcome. So, Joe Biden wins. He lives again. Great. See what this means. I mean, although this win is not, you know, it's not universal about how every black person feels, but he gets to have his moment. Correct. And then in what, a couple days, I think 3 days, it'll be Super Tuesday. 14 states vote on the candidates. So that'll be very interesting. Super Tuesday. And that's when people really start falling off. Actually, um, the millionaire, what's his name? Steyer, he just dropped out. And some more about the drop as well. Hey, what's up, Rico? How you doing? Hey, YBS Mary, what's going on? Hey. No, just popped on because I was bored. Had a long day today, so and I didn't do the recap today because I had a lot going on. So um, I thought I'd come on and give you a little something, but I may actually do a special one tomorrow, maybe. Just stay on the lookout. Hey, what's going on the tube? Yeah, this this it's Georgia. It's a couple of other states, so it's pretty big. Super Tuesday is always important because Super Tuesday really kind of weeds out who the top tier people are and who is just hanging on. So people start really dropping off or um, cozying up so they can be running mates. And speaking of running mates, the word in the political streets is that Joe Biden is looking to team up with none other than Kamala Harris to for her to be his VP. How do I feel about that? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know just yet. Hey, what's up, Linty? How you doing? Welcome. Could please everybody hit the thumbs up button when you come in, please. It'd be greatly appreciated and respected. Thank you very much. Other than that, nothing. Just chilling, really. So I thought I'd just pop on. Like I said, wasn't doing nothing. Wasn't much going on. So what's going on with y'all? Anybody doing something exciting other than myself just sitting here? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, really? Was he? That's cool. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is again, although I don't like his stance on reparations, he's he's all right. But he is changed though, and I think that's what a lot of old politicians don't understand. Change has to happen. You have to make room for the newer people to kind of take over, and a lot of people don't like that. Oh, okay, cool. The range, what? The gun range? Or are you talking about your job? Hey. So grateful and thankful. How you doing? What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, I just got it. So yeah, Biden's energized now. Because he won his first. Actually, is this his first? I think this is his first. I think he won his first primary victory or his first caucus victory. So I'm sure he's happy about that. There's nothing we like more than somebody who rode the coattails of Barack Obama. Yay. Yeah, this will be his first. That's crazy. But he came in it thinking that he was gonna slam dunk it. He came in it thinking it. Hillary came in thinking that. It doesn't work. Just because you're popular or you was teamed up with someone who's popular does not mean that the people see it for you. Take it from Al Gore. The same thing happened to him. I mean, although I still think Florida robbed him, but overall, initially he went into that thinking, well, Clinton's popular. Everybody loves Clinton. Everybody's going to love me. And that wasn't the case. He had to work extra hard, kissing his wife, looking all crazy and weird. But yeah, a lot of these established Democrats think, they got it in the bag. And it's like, it's not the case anymore. A lot of young people are really voting on the issues that matter. They're not, worried about the donors and the lobbyists and, all that stuff that a lot of established Democrats answer to. They want answers. He's being cocky. Yeah, they all are. They all are in a sense. Like I personally think Hillary was very cocky. Like Hillary just thought she had it. She thought she had it when she ran against Barack, and everybody's like, "Oh, Hillary's gonna win." Don't nobody know who Barack is. And I was telling my friend, like, "No, watch. He's gonna blow up. He's young. He's really in it, and he's black, and that's never happened before. And people are gonna once they get to know him and really watch him, they're going to be for him. Nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, as he said, 8 years later. Ding dummy. But what do I know? Mm-hmm. And she thought that she was gonna ride his coattails and then be like, "Hey, I was Secretary of State. First, I was the Senator of New York. I'm not from New York, but I just felt like it's a nice place. It's a cool place. Everybody, recognizes New York because it's, a major city. So why not be the senator? Okay." And then from that, went to Secretary of State because I ran against Obama and lost, but I got Secretary of State. I was that for a while. I'm Hillary Clinton. Everybody knows Bill. I'm good. I got this. It didn't work that way. We're not doing group text. Not right now. We're not doing group video. I'm not answering. Yeah. So, but yeah, I prefer Bernie over Biden. Oh, really? That's cool. That is cool. I yeah, Biden. I mean, like I said, if he wins the nomination, I'll vote for him. But if he doesn't, then he doesn't. So I'd rather. That'll be interesting to see who will actually walk away with the nomination and who people will pick for their running mates. I think Bernie will probably pick Elizabeth Warren or Pete Buttigieg or something like that. A mix of them two people somewhere. Yeah, he will. It came close, but he will. He will definitely win the nomination. I think so. Well, it all depends. Super Tuesday will really tell who will pretty much win the nomination. Yeah, Warren's not gonna win. Although, it would be great, but not only are some men not ready to see a woman president, but some women don't see it for a woman president either. And I wish they would come to grips with that instead of acting like, I don't, there's no reason a woman could also become a president. And it's like some of y'all don't believe it. So stop. Stop it. Stop it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, give it a few years. That's true. Just like Obama said that he felt like he ran too early. No, I don't think so. I think he ran just in time. There was a point when he was running and in his victory that I even felt like, okay, maybe we are turning the page. Maybe we are moving forward. And yeah, Donald Trump said, no, we've always been here and we will be here. And it just exposed, it awakened that sleeping giant that some of us knew was there, but thought, you know, maybe your grandparents, maybe your great grandparents, maybe, but not the your peers or your peers somewhat removed, not them. And now you start to see that your peers and the ones that are somewhat removed feel the same way. You're like, yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. And they're bold about it too. It's not even no, you know, I guess at some point it was a quiet kind of thing. Now they're just like they're in your face. Yeah, it did pull the sheets back or pull the sheets over. Because I think that's the problem. They were walking around with their sheets pulled back, and Trump allowed them to say, "No, pull your sheets down. Be proud of that hood and that burning cross." And that's what I think about those evangelicals. And did anybody see that ridiculous photo of him? And was that Sookie and Diamond, Amos and Andy, or and Mina and Andrea, whomever, and then the rest of those were they black leaders or some ministers? They looked crazy, absolutely crazy. And then he looking all like the spawn of Satan and like you looking for flames or something to come out. He's a total clown, and everything is optics. Everything is optics, and they all like they doing some kind of hocus pocus and praying over him. Get out of here, please. And then chanting 4 more years. You're in one of the most prestigious places in the United States to be in the Oval Office, and you're going to be chanting 4 more years. Come on, y'all. Come on. We don't have to be the ones to be the embarrassment. Let them do it, please, for once. Let them embarrass themselves. Yeah, I'm sorry. What'd you say? Do you think Trump will do the 2020 election with the false information? Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. He's going to do that. He's going to do. That's why he put Mike Pence in charge. He put Mike Pence in charge. He didn't let the actual doctor. He is a doctor of like real big diseases, and he basically wanted to say like, hey, this is serious. People need to like really pay attention. Wash your hands. Um, that's well, from my experience and what I've noticed in the corporate world, a lot of them do that. They'll go in the bathroom, do whatever, and come right out. Wash your hands. What? They don't do that. They just finish blowing up the bathroom and will walk right out like it's nothing. Like disgusting. That's how most of these, to me, that's how most of these things spread anyway. Because you got some nasty people in your work environment. And, of course they're immune to it because they nasty. Women too? Really? Ew. That would be gross. It'd be Taco Tuesday, and then right after Taco Tuesday, they'd be in the bathroom blowing it up. And you'd be like, God, dang, you couldn't go into the other bathroom, the one all the way upstairs that don't nobody really go to because it's far. But when you have those days, you go to that one because you know it's out the way. And won't nobody be like, is that you over there? You be over there doing Lamar's breathing, trying to get it out. Stupid. But yeah, people are crazy. But yes, people, please wash your hands. Yep. Potlucks. Yeah, definitely. No way. Mm-mm. Don't do them. Don't do them. If it ain't catered out, I'm not. No, thank you. They'd be like, oh, yeah, that's right. You don't eat certain stuff anyway. Yep. Sure don't. Sure don't. Don't worry. I'm covered. Wow. Um, maybe not. Maybe not. Not an infant, though. Right. Just in time, right? Yeah. Um, Working at home is cool, but you still, and going to the grocery store and all those kind of things, you still put yourself at risk. Just, make sure you wipe the. I don't really touch the cart with my bare hands anyway. Not the part where everybody touches. No, thank you. But just make sure you're being mindful and don't touch your face or put your hands in your mouth without washing your hands. I mean, I know sometimes it's a habit, you may not think about it, but try to be more mindful and don't use antibacterial hand soap or the little, stuff all the time because that's not good either. So all we got to do is just be smart about what we're doing and be prepared. I'll be going to grocery shopping tomorrow. Really, will you? Don't fall into the trap. I mean, yeah, definitely do go grocery shopping, of course, because you're gonna need stuff, but just be vigilant and don't depend on these people to tell you anything because they won't. They'll lie to you first, especially him, because he's just looking to make sure his numbers look good. He's so worried about this stock market crashing and people starting to look at him sideways. He don't know what to do with himself. So trust and believe he is scared. So we'll see what happens. We will see. Hey, sister, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for coming in. Please remember to hit that like button, please. He doesn't. He doesn't care about any of them. And them others are gonna realize he don't care about them either. But they're so filled with their own personal hatred because they only have, well, some of them, of course, only have uh, limited education, and they feel like we've been given greater education due to certain programs and handouts and things. No, that's just because we utilized it and took it further. Because you chose not to, because you felt like you was gonna have the same job that your grandfather had and your father had, and they made good money, so you're gonna make good money. Yeah, but the world changes. The world changes, and if you don't keep up, it will pass you by. So it's always important to stay, nobody's saying you have to go full out and get, tons of degrees, but always keep yourself learning something. Always keep yourself learning something. Yeah, that's all it is. He just wants to pull the wool over your eyes so you don't see what he's doing. And that's what he does. That's what he's been doing. So yeah, they actually I was something I came across my phone earlier today. Not sure if it's true, and I didn't open the story, but the headline came across that there was the first U.S. death in Washington State due to the virus. So that is probably going to be pretty important. Yeah, I've heard that. 40 miles from you? Wow. Yeah. So definitely, now that the communal part of the virus is starting to spread, definitely just be careful. People wash your hands. Um, I wouldn't even do handshakes too much because if you don't really know if that person washed their hands or anything like that, I keep it at a fist bump. Or we be doing the shoulder thing, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Something is getting crazy. Oh, okay, Linty. Wow, yeah. Well, that was the first case anyway. The first known case of the coronavirus was in Washington State. They came from Wuhan, and they were in quarantine, and they were sent to Washington State. But a lot of them didn't show symptoms of the coronavirus until later. So, and then the ones that was on the Japanese cruise ship, they snuck out of quarantine. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, they were sent back to the United States, um, and secretly left the quarantine. So don't know. Mm-mm. Yep, yep. So how does anybody feel about Stacey Abrams? Now, what if Stacey Abrams is picked for a VP spot or is rumored to be VP? Would that change how you feel about the candidate? Would you actually vote for the candidate if any particular candidate picks Stacey Abrams? Yeah, that they should. But that is my question because I really think she's a great candidate overall. She's very into voting rights and she's very grassroots, and she definitely fights for the people, communities, and all communities really. But she's definitely a fighter, so I think that would be interesting. And she says she's open to it, so we shall see. But something in me thinks that Bernie might. And if Bernie does, it's really over. If Bernie does, it's really over because that would be like the bridge. If they call him a democratic socialist, he would appeal more to the more, hey, what's up, Triple Red? How you doing? He would appeal more to the democratic social side, the younger, you know, some of the younger college kids, and Stacey Abrams, of course, would appeal to all of the older Democrats, the ones slightly in the middle, and all that good stuff. So it definitely would be a bad ticket. Definitely would be a bad ticket. Not bad in a bad way, bad in a good way. Some new blood. Yeah, we do, but you got to make sure that the people who are actually, um, you know, actually making that decision go out and vote. Because if you don't, somebody will vote for you. And you don't want that. Well, I can't even say you don't want that because a lot of people do want it because they don't. Critical, critical truth with QI. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, Mike Bloomberg he's gonna have commercials. He's gonna have a lot of commercials because at the end of the day, it's his money. It's his money. He's gonna make sure. To me, he's like the modern day Ross Perot. Ross Perot did the same thing. He used his money and he just all out, all out. He said it himself in the last debate. He said he bought them, but he slipped up, of course, and said he bought them. But yeah, that's basically what he did. He bought them. Mm. Sorry, my stuff is coming up mad slow. Yeah, Mike Bloomberg needs to stop. But the only reason why he's appealing to some who really they like Trump, but they don't like the brashness and the in your face with his bigotry, they would go with Mike Bloomberg because Mike Bloomberg is just what Trump is. He's just nicer. He's nicer. So they would definitely do it. And that's why they like him, and that's where his appeal comes from. But he believes in the same stuff. The police state, you know, stop and frisk, which only affects black and brown communities. Of course, all about it. Trump said himself, rough them up and all types of that kind of rhetoric. So, as long as they feel safe, because that's what it's all about. They like to feel safe because they get worried that someday we're just going to be like, you know what? We tired of this and do to them what they've done to us. That's mainly what it is all the time. Right. Definitely a prettier package. Hey, how you doing? Are you still undecided? Undecided with whom? And it's perfectly fine to be undecided. I think that's important. I think we should never just be following behind anyone just because. We should always, weigh the options, really do the research, read and find out why that candidate appeals to us. What's on that candidate's platform that works for me, because not everything, not every candidate because he's a fellow Democrat or a fellow Republican actually has your interest at heart. Like a lot of those black Republicans, it's cool to be a Republican and be black, but I'm just saying, if he ain't talking to you, he's not talking to you, period. Do you think Trump will? No. And the only reason he will do it is to get the black vote. And that's why Kwame did it. Because he know. Kwame been in there since Obama. Has he asked Obama for a pardon? Because it wouldn't mean anything. Even if Obama did it, it'd be like, okay. But if he does it, and now that everybody knows it's out there, that Kwame has actually sent out, his lawyers have sent out a request for a pardon. Yeah. Now, if he don't do it, he feels like it may affect his polling among black people. But the majority of black people that's not just sipping the Kool-Aid, no, Trump ain't for us. I mean, it is what it is. And I get people's argument to get off the plantation and all that rhetoric about the Democratic Party is not for us. And it's like, well, there's racist people on both sides. But there are, there's some Democrats that are very racist. Look at that white, I don't know if he's gay or closeted or whatever, but the old white man who's a very big wealthy donor to a lot of the Democrats in the Democratic Party, he's been drugging, and I don't know if he's been raping them, but he's been drugging, and one or two people that he's had interactions with, young men, have died, and we're investigating. Come on, man. Come on. Cut it out. This man is actually soliciting young men off of Grindr. I think that's the app. And I'm thinking because I don't go on it. And he's actually, killing them and then going, well, I don't know what happened. A drug overdose. Is the Flav sent Bernie Sanders? Let's see, send this for what? Flavor Flav. What Bernie Sanders say? Yeah, boy. Like, really? Why would he do that? Yes, Flavor Flav is still around. Actually, didn't he have like a kid recently? Like a young kid, something like that. That's crazy. And no disrespect to his mama, but they look exactly alike. Like, some people say, "Oh, you look like your mother." No, you look like your mama. The both of y'all just spitting image of each other. God bless you. That's all I can say. Jeez, if you wasn't a rapper, yeah, I don't see it for you, buddy. You had no choice. You definitely had to be a rapper. You had to be something in entertainment. There was no way. Yeah, it's like he's got a lot of kids. He's got a lot of kids. I just think that's crazy. Really? For using the name Public Enemy or the actual phrase? Because that's weird. And then again, he could just be saying that to get his name in the papers. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. He could just be saying that to get his, so people start talking about him again. So he can go tell VH1, see, they talking about me. I want to do a new show. Flavor of Love with Babies or some stupidness. Yeah, he was nothing but a hype man, but I mean, it, it gave him some popularity. He had how many Flavor of Love shows did he have? Quite a bit. So, I mean, it worked some way, somehow. He made it work. I mean, he didn't have a choice, personally. I just think he didn't have a choice. That is a must. That is a must. Right. Yeah, he needs the money to pay for all them kids. I'm sure he owes back child support for them older ones. I'm sure. You can't even tell me he doesn't. That's the shade of it all. No, I didn't. That is crazy. I'm looking at that right now because I really can't believe that Flavor Flav. Would he go sit down somewhere? Yeah. Yep, but I want nothing. I was just shooting the breeze because I was bored. And then I saw that Biden won. So I was like, oh, great, good for him. He needed a win. He needed a win to boost his little hurt ego. Because Sanders is basically taking it away from him. So it put some wind in his sails for a little bit because he just knew his black friends was going to pull him through. He couldn't wait to go to South Carolina. He was so gun ho to South Carolina that he left New Hampshire early to go to South Carolina just because. Like, he knew he didn't have no chance with his own people. He knew he had to come on down to South Carolina where he knew he might just eke out a win. And that's just what he did. And he won. It paid off. I mean, not to mention uh, Mr. Clyburn, the majority whip for the House. Of course, South Carolina is his home and he's got a lot of power down there. So, of course, that's just what he did. And I mean, that's cool. I don't get me wrong. It's nice to endorse, who you feel is going to win. But a lot of these people do it for jobs, for cabinet spots, not really because they believe in the candidate for real. For real, they trying to get They trying to get so they can order a $30,000 table for their office, and be a brain surgeon, but be the secretary of HUD. You're a neurosurgeon, a famous one. And you let some man be like, yeah, you should do HUD because your mother was on it and you know a lot about it. I have no respect for the man. I have no respect for Ben Carson at all. There's no way. That you sit there and let that man not only degrade you, but degrade your mother like that. Hey, what's up, James Boss? What's going on? Degrade your mother like that. But, oh yeah, your mother was on public housing. Look how you turned out. So yeah, you should be in charge of it. Get the hell out of here. It's crazy. People will stoop so low for a little bit of power. It's not even that serious. And then the power that you think you have, you don't really have. Yeah, you get an expense account that we, as taxpayers pay for. And you get to order a $30,000 table for your office. And God knows what else he's ordered for himself or his wife, and use the office to pay for it, just like the rest of them. But at the end of the day, what values are you standing on? That's why all these white evangelicals, they can go kick rocks. I don't want to hear nothing from, I stopped following Joel Osteen, whatever his name is. Stop following him. Not that I was really following him, but every so often, if he pop up in my feed somewhere, I'd be like, oh, okay. But ever since that whole Houston thing, and he didn't even open his church to his own parishioners, get out of here, sir. I ain't got time. These people come to your church, spend their money, probably take public transportation and all that. And the minute there is a devastation in which you could open the doors for the church, and yeah, it may be an inconvenience for a little while, but you have church alone has capital enough to have that church cleaned in a whole 24 hours, and you would never know that all these people were here, and you turned down your doors. And the only reason why you opened them is because the outpour of disgust and disgrace was so loud. Get out of here. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the Houston flood was awful. Yep. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. Like, then you sit there preaching all this prosperity. How could you preach prosperity like that and then turn around and deny people haven from a disaster? Just, nobody can explain that to me. I don't care who you are. He couldn't even explain that to me to get me to understand his reasoning. No way. No way. I when he has 4 or 5 houses, private jets, and all that. No way. No way. So yeah, but a lot of these ministers are getting free tickets, free rides, extra money. Don't even have to pay no taxes. Oh yeah, we have a faith-based food program, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the faith-based food programs and drug rehab programs and all these other things in smaller communities are great. But it's these big mega churches that are claiming to have these programs, and they're taking that money and they're using it to build bigger churches, buy jets, do all this kind of stuff, go to the White House and pray over the president and all this other foolishness that really needs to stop. Yeah, that's crazy. How can you get something tax free, write it off, and still get money back? Explain that one. But that's how they do it. That's how they do it. footing the bill for a lot of that. Speaking of footing the bill, I did read an article that um, what is his name? The Trump kid, the ugly one, Eric. Yeah, Eric Trump went on a trip to, I want to say New Zealand, but I don't think so. But it was something like that. $80,000, 80 grand, in room service, and the taxpayer is supposed to pay for that. Yeah, that's the type of stuff that we're dealing with. When he's sitting up here talking about Joe Biden maybe looking crazy and giving and finding an opportunity for his son to get a job, when your children are milking the fact that you're president of the United States and making buku money. Ivanka Trump and her husband made tons, almost like somewhere near in the 80s of millions of dollars last year. Why? She's selling clothes. He's getting these Chinese people to spend their money to get a meeting with Donald Trump. His sister's doing it. It's crazy. No, I didn't hear him on CNN. I did not hear Trump Jr. on CNN. He's another one. However, I did hear that Trump Jr., well, he's able to hunt grizzly bears now. So he's going to go to Alaska and hunt grizzly bears. He is the second or third person to get this. It's kind of it's a special thing you get from the I guess head person of the reserve, the Animal Wildlife Reserve, to hunt and kill a grizzly bear. Like, what the hell does a grizzly bear do to you? Like, we're really taking it back to the days of Teddy Roosevelt, where in which you had a big grizzly bear in your great room. Like, look at this, I killed this guy. Like, come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous. You're really turning this into a real shit show. I mean, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Yeah. And rumor is that he wants to run for president. God forbid if his father wins another term, that he will run in 2024 to kind of keep it going to where in which they really have almost like a monarchy. So I think enough's enough. I mean, I don't understand how these people voted for him in the first place, but hey, I respect your decision. I just think it was a ill-informed one. Like, this reason right here is part of the reason, a small part, but still part of the reason why the founding fathers created the Electoral College. Donald Trump. Small part. Larger part, the Southerners wanted to keep their slaves because their slaves was making them money. And the Northerners, although they didn't agree with slavery, some of them, because some Northerners did have slaves, they also felt like, I mean, we still kind of make money too. And, we could just turn the blind eye. Although we don't like it, it still, makes us money. And then too, if we do let them go and release them, what are they going to do to us? They may rape, our women. They may rape us. Lord knows we can't have that. I mean, but what if they were just free and just live their lives, though? What if a lot of them never chose to do the inhumane things that you had done to them? What if? We will never know. But it's the same mindset that they have today. You can't have a discussion with them about reparations. You can't have a discussion. Hey, Scoops of Plenty, how you doing? You can have a discussion with them about just acknowledging that even if it was their grandparents or ancestors, that a wrong was done. It's almost like, well, yeah, well, get over it. But stuff that happened to them, you never hit end of it. We still talk about D-Day. We still talk about the Holocaust. We still talk about a 14, 13-year-old girl named Anne Frank. And all the people in the attic hiding from the Germans. We still talk about that. We still talk about that. You had a young filmmaker who uh, did a story on Nat Turner. And the movie got all this loud acclaim, and then you turn around and do what? You knock the man down. So much so that the movie decided not to play his name. I'm like, you good? Yeah. So that's what they did. You want to say hi?
Sure.
Oh, my niece is here. She wants to say hi. Hello, everybody. She's so silly. So, but yep, that is what they did. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, there's definitely a sense of entitlement. That is definitely what it is. But we shall see one day. One day. We get the right person in office, we definitely shall see. Did you finish? Did you say? Oh. James Ball said you're pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Lynn T said you're
I'm
cute.
shy.
No, she's not. She's far from shy. You are so get out of here. Too much. Oh, so grateful and so thankful. Say hello. Sure. What's on the agenda tonight? Nothing. That's why I came on because I was bored, wasn't doing nothing. So I figured, oh, let me just come on. Like I said, Joe Biden won, so it was something to talk about. And I know sometimes, although stuff is happening, some people are like, I wonder, is Cap going to come on and talk about this, or is he going to talk about that? So I figured I'd start listening to uh, the people and just put my whole thought aside and actually do it. Um, I was talking about the White House on today, and the slaves in time of people building and White Houses and former and current. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, that is deep. Time of help to build the White House. Yeah, I mean they did. Slaves built the White House. Slaves built the entire D.C. I mean, a black man designed it. So they won't. They never acknowledge that. Very rarely do they acknowledge that because it's not what they want to do. It's funny how they come into things and then all of a sudden they have created them, they've made them, and it's like, okay, like you got Christopher Columbus or whomever discovering America. Like there were people already here, so what exactly did you discover? You discovered that there were people living here. Oh, gee, that's great. Surprise. It's ridiculous, and they really believe it. Just like that image of Nefertiti that they had, that light skin, very white image of Nefertiti. I'm not buying it. Sorry. Not at all. Not at all. But they'll make you believe that because they want everybody to believe that their race is somewhat superior. It's the same reason why Napoleon blew the noses off the Sphinx and other artifacts, so you wouldn't know exactly what racial demographic many Egyptians came from. So I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. But anyways, what do I know? The Hunters. What's that? I've never seen that. What is that about? Fedora brings Roots to mind. Does it? I liked Roots. It was interesting. Although I wouldn't have been like that guy. And what do you do? Kidnap a white woman and make her watch Roots? Now, I don't know if he, I didn't read the story, so I don't know if he knew the woman or anything. But he definitely kidnapped her and made her watch Roots. And he went to jail. He definitely went to jail for that. Oh, it's about the Holocaust? Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, the Holocaust, yes, it was a disgusting tragedy, travesty that happened to many people, but, you know, so was slavery. And the things that happened to people of color. The Willie Lynches of the world and all that. That was just as bad. And the fact that we only we encompass that in 28 days on a leap year, an extra day, 29, is ridiculous to me. Black history should be every day. Every day you wake up, it should be Black history. Every day you wake up, you should be learning something, even if it's brief, about somebody you didn't know. We're far greater history than just those ones that they talk about. The movie Freedom is on the same scale as Roots. Okay, I will definitely check that out. And as a matter of fact, while we are putting these up there, I will. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up, brother Nate? How you doing, brother Nate? Do you have a channel? Cause your comments be so on point. Like, I look forward to your comments. I can't even lie. Like, if I put something out, I'm like, I hope this is good enough for brother Nate to drop in and say something. I definitely enjoy your comments when I do my commentary on some of these stories that I find to be some interesting and some just downright like in this day and age we shouldn't even be still having these conversations of the N word being used by a judge towards the people in her court, and she still have her job, to where in which they didn't even um, punish her for that. They punished her for having inappropriate inappropriate relationship with the police officer, not necessarily for what she said. I'm still at a loss. But again, what happens at the top, if he gets the okay, then it's okay for everybody else. And that's the problem. And you said that movie was, I'm sorry, I'm just making notes on some of the movies that you guys were suggesting so I can watch them and actually do. Freedom. And the other one was Hunters. Hey, what's going on? K Edwards, how you doing? Oh, okay. Well, you need to get one, brother. You definitely need to get one. I will be right there for it. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Copy of the letter, but they would say it's empathetic. Oh, wow. Authenticity. Authenticity is important, though. That's crazy. The world is spiraling down. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say the world is spiraling down. People in the world are spiraling down, but I wouldn't say the world is spiraling down. Because I like to think that there are still hopeful people. There are still positive people. There are still people with integrity, people with um, empathy and sympathy for others. So I don't like to necessarily say it's spiraling down, but there are people that are definitely spiraling out of control and downward. You think there should be an age cutoff of the presidency, 70 to 80 years old? I mean, yeah, if you can only be, because you have to be 35 years old to run for president, then there should be there should be, if there's a start, there should be a cap. I don't necessarily know if it's problematic because, I mean, if you're in good health, you're in good health. Um, because the job is stressful. It's not that it can be; it is stressful. For Trump, though, I don't think so because I don't really think he does anything. He doesn't do anything. Like nothing that I know of a president to do, he does. I mean, the fact that they have to put his name in big letters like Trump, Trump, Trump in a daily brief for him to even pay attention to it for 2 seconds. I mean, what are we doing? Like, we're making a mockery of this entire system. But again, that's what they do. If they don't like something or if, something doesn't suit them, they will burn it down and try to build it back up later and act like, they discovered it. I mean, just like democracy itself. I mean, you took it from the Moors, the Greeks took it from the Moors, and act like Aristotle just and Plato just just came up with these beautiful, brilliant ideas. And it's like, no, they stole it. They stole it just like the Romans stole uh, from the library in Alexandria. I mean, just it is what it is. Well, I mean, sometimes that's good that you can't tell old people stuff because they don't listen. Sometimes it's sometimes that comes with just knowing and knowledge because you've been there, done that. So it's like, how can somebody tell you what to do or how to do it? That I mean, it's a two-sided sword with that though. It definitely is double-sided. Yeah, I get it. They can be a little. I mean, because my grandmother's that way. God bless her, but she is. She's definitely like she won't even really hear you. You'd be talking and be like, huh. You'd be like, no, come on. No, but nothing. Stay on Twitter. Huh? I'm sorry. Nothing but stay on Twitter. I'm confused. I don't know what that's about. Please elaborate on that one. No, we don't have a long attention span at all, but that's important to have. Personally, I think they should take, if they are able to take, if they're supposed to take physicals, um, even to be president, because you have to see if you're, physically fit for the job, apparently, or allegedly, should I say, then they should do mental ones as well. Because I personally think he would fail. And if he failed it, then he can't be president. Yeah. Well, my grandmother's 80. What is she now? 86? Yeah, she'll be 87 this year. She's kind of stuck in her ways a little bit. Yeah. It is about mental elevation, though. It definitely is about mental elevation. You always want to strive to be better, do better than you were the day before. Um, it's like growth. We shed Even ourselves, we shed cells every day and new ones grow. So why can't we just do that within ourselves? No, you ain't got to be all peaceful and walk around like Najee Rumba and all that. No, but you should be always looking to further yourself, um, do something different, expound on who you are, what you are, your network of people, engage or interact. They should have gave him a spelling test. You think so? Oh, yeah, he does stay on Twitter. Well, that's because the audience he speaks to stays on Twitter because they understand that's the language they understand. That's the language they understand. That's another reason why he won. It's because you had a very educated man and woman who could, basically talk circles around that part of the country. One, they didn't understand some of the words he was saying. Two, is because he was black and educated. They ain't gonna tell you that, but that's what it was. That's just what it was. And I'm saying that for myself. I believe that. I'll say that. Well, I mean, but that's why I hope that they pick viable running mates. So if God forbid something does happen, then you have someone to carry the torch. And they're not going to be like their predecessor, they'll be a little different. Full physical and mental. Yeah, it should. And tax returns too. And there should be no debate about it. But see, what happened now is you let Trump do it. Now everybody's going to do it. You see, Bernie Sanders said he was going to release his tax return. Now he said, no, he may not. And about his health records, being that he had the heart attack, they want to see full records because there's a procedure or something the procedure that he had done, there's two numbers in which states how healthy your heart is from after having a heart attack. And there's a certain number that he won't give, that they keep asking for. And he's like, he doesn't have to. But you set that, you let that go, you let that fly. So once you let it fly, that's it. Everybody gets to say the same thing, whether they win the argument or lose it in the end. Everybody gets to say the same thing. Hey, how you doing? Maybe it's Ray. What's going on? What's going on? Nice to see you. Please hit that like button, guys, when you come on in the room. I would appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. We definitely need to do better in picking our candidates. We need to start. We need to start not just honing in on the people we know or that we're familiar with, but we need to start looking into other people when they're running, when they're out there. Just because they're young doesn't mean they may not know anything or have new and fresh ideas to move the country forward, because they may. Now, I don't see it for Pete Buttigieg. That's just my personal opinion. But if you do, by all means, vote for the man. I personally don't. I think he's just as racist. But it's just me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, but but I think that that's healthy though, because it allows you to see it and maybe have a dialogue about it and talk about it. It's my problem is when you don't say nothing about it, yet you practice it, you believe it, you hone in on it, and you don't say nothing about it. That for me is problematic. I'd rather know you hate me for who I am and what I am. And okay, then my question is why? And then if it's, stupid stuff that I don't even engage in, then you're like, okay, well, you misjudge me anyway, but okay. They should be taking exams on government. Yeah, they should. They definitely should. I mean, because you're a representation of the government. So how could you be the head of the government and know nothing about it? I really don't. I don't get it. Really? Well, it's the popularity part of it, though. That's what it is with actors and reality stars and singers and so on and so forth. I mean, Reagan was a movie star, a popular one in his day. So it's all about that. I mean, I think that's why Kanye was doing that church tour with all them white churches. Well, I won't say all the way. Majority of them were um, white evangelical churches. Oh no, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But like I said, it's the popularity. Get yourself out there, get your face out there, and then look what happens. People vote. I mean, he for years he ran this thing like he was this big shot and he had to show the apprentice and people, wanted to work for him. And he had to come to find out you got 6 employees in a building that you built that you live in. Let's let's look at that in let's break that down to real world, okay? You own a store, right? A mom and pop store, maybe a grocery store or something like that. Maybe it's I'm from New York originally, so maybe it's a bodega. And you playing your little Cuban mix or your whatever, dun, 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 whatever. You playing all that, but you live upstairs. So when you close the store, you don't leave the store. You go upstairs and go to bed. So nobody sees you leave out the store and go home. They just see you open the store from the inside, pull up the gate, close the gate, go back inside. That's what he did. That was his whole life. But he made it so grand and people were falling for it. They love that man. Some of them folks, oh, we just love him. Why do you like him? Oh, he's a businessman? No, he's not a businessman. He's a media man. He knows how to work media. Now that I'll give it to him. He's a media man. He find any way to put his name in the media. Anyway, if they talking about him and it's bad press, like this week with the whole drop of everything, watch next week. He gonna say all kinds of crazy shit is gonna come out of his mouth. He's gonna be cursing. He's gonna be calling people ugly. He started with the Pocahontas. Now that's another thing I want to talk about too, just while I'm thinking about it. How do a group of African Americans, or I'm gonna say black people, on Black History Month, you sit there and allow a white man to call another white woman Pocahontas? Then the first thought that popped in my head as they laughed and thought it was funny was, when y'all not in the room, what y'all think he say about y'all? I mean, just like, it's funny now, but it ain't funny when you ain't in the room and you don't hear it. I'm just saying. I that was my thought. It was like, yeah, okay. He treats this country like a business. He just started talking to this. Oh, yeah, he really does. Not all of them. Not the ones in the heart of the red states, fedora with the no teeth in their mouths, and very lackluster education. Not them. Mm-mm. They believe him wholeheartedly. They believe in him because it's the same kind of ideals that was instilled in them. And they feel like we have taken their ability to get jobs and be educated and all that. But in actuality, we didn't. Even when they bring up the argument about affirmative action, that helps white women. It helps white women get jobs equal or somewhat equal to white men. That's all. We just happen to be the almost like the crumb bearers of that. And some of us, and granted, some of us do work the position well to where in which it gets notoriety, but most are just tokens. So you fit the quota. Like, oh yeah, we need to put somebody on the board. Let's come on. You like him because he dislikes us. I get that. I get that. I get that. Some of the supporters in this game. Yeah. Like I said, I believe in part of that. He treats his company like a business. I would hope not. Have you seen his businesses? If he treats this company like, if he treats this country like a business, we are in for a shit show. I'm here to tell you. Taj Mahal, belly up. Trump Airlines, belly up. Although I did ride on my first trip to Florida when I was a young kid was on Trump Airlines. Second time I went to Florida, no Trump Airlines. I think the second flight was US Air. Yeah. Second flight was US Air. But that first flight was definitely Trump Airlines. So, I mean, he doesn't know how to really keep a business. I mean, I guess that's the only thing Bloomberg has over him is as far as being an actual businessman with a business mentality, he would be suited for that. But everything can't be run like a business. Like if you're a businessman and you have a family, you can't run your family like a business because somewhere in all that, you're going to lose because you have to be a certain way in your business that your family, you may lose them because of that. You may have to be a bit hard in business. Your family ain't going to be able to take that. Not all the time. They may understand, but that don't mean they have to take it. I remember. Let me show. Hold on one second, guys. I think it's the Capone 81 one. Me. Always trying to use my Netflix. Yeah. I mean, he does thinks the White House is a reality show. He does. All of it's a reality show, fam. It is a reality show. Um, he even when he does like the news conferences, he does it at a certain time because he knows that people are watching TV in the prime time. So the prime time slots, if he did the time for season, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. But anyway, you guys, I've been on here for an hour and 16 minutes, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and listening to me ramble on and go on and on and on and on. It boils down to the Senate. It boils down to the Senate. It boils down to your congressmen. It boils down to your governors. It boils down to your local representatives. It boils down to them because they're the ones that actually pushed forth the legislation and all that. The president is just the figurehead for the nation. The Senate and Congress, the Congress and the Senate, they're actually more movers and shakers than than the president. However, it's important because who you vote for, who you don't vote for when you sit home, you know, runs what you do. I mean, it's funny. Even him with the pardons, you pardon all these uh, guilty criminals who have either used the office to gain or done some sneaky dealings or what have you, and you let them rock. You give them freedom. So of course Kwame put his hand in the ring. He did it for two reasons. One, he wanted to get pardons since he'd given out pardons to criminals because he's a criminal. But two, if you deny this black man, that ain't gonna look good. So he he's gonna wait till March and he's not gonna pardon him. See, he ignored it. But it does indeed. Senate is just so you definitely have to make sure you get out and vote. Good night. Now I have to drink. Think about your baby. Okay, Edwards, I didn't mean to give you an anxiety attack, but it's important though. It really is important. Like not to scare anybody or get anybody anxious, because that's definitely not the goal. But it is to share and interact and really engage in what's going on because it's going on regardless whether we talk about it or not. This stuff is happening. They are making moves behind our backs all the time, and the more we take a blind eye to it, the worse we become. The worse of the brunt we get. So at least if we're on top of it where we know what you're doing, it could slow down the process a little bit. I'm just saying. But yeah, that is very important to vote for your local people. Please, please, please vote. Voting is highly important. I know we always say that our votes don't count, but they do. They do, guys. They do. You just got to make sure you show up. You got to show up. You got to show up. But anyway, like I said, thank you guys for coming by. I'm about to call it a night because it was a long day for me today. So, with that, I'd like to say good night and peace out and see you guys later. And again, if you have any questions or anything like that, maybe later you thought of something and you want to ask me, you can email me at ccnnetworktv@gmail.com. That's ccntv@gmail.com. Or you can leave a comment in one of my movies or something. All right. Oh, I thought it was going to show the little picture. I didn't share it. Hold on. How am I going to play my little thingy and not share it with the people? But anyway, so have a great night and thanks for coming out. Peace and good night. Peace. Good night. Good night.